Drum roll.
Hey, what's going on YouTube land? It's your boy TJ and welcome to my YouTube channel, Wrestling Nostalgia, where I give my reviews on WWE shows and PLE events. And today we are going to be reviewing NXT May 28th, 2024. And before I get into my review, go ahead and do me a favor, just go ahead and hit that like button. That helps my videos get pushed through the algorithm, and share it to your friends and share it to their friends. Maybe you all could be friends, you know. So without further ado, enough with all this lollygagging. Let's get right into the review. So we open up the show with Ava, and she is coming in to announce our special guest tonight, which is Sexxy Red. I never thought I would ever live in a world where Sexxy Red is on NXT. But anyways, she comes out and Ava says, "Do you have an announcement to make?" She said, "Yes. NXT Battleground, I'm going to be the host." And I'm all like, okay, so we gonna have a double feature for her. So Sexxy Red is presented with the honor of unveiling the new North American Women's Championship. So they do the drum roll, and then she, reveals the championship, and then she grabs it, and then she's parading with it and everything like that, and out of nowhere, Tatum Paxley just pops out, and then she tries to take the gold from her as if she's a leprechaun or something. "Oh, where's me gold? Like, where did you come from?" So she tries to take the gold from her, and they like playing tug of war. This kind of reminds me of when I don't know if anybody remembers this. This reminds me of when Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns played tug of war with the championship, and it was just so weird watching it. Two grown men sitting there fight for a championship, but not fighting the traditional sense in the ring, but fighting in the ring, like playing tug of war. It was just so weird. But fighting over the championship, and then out of nowhere, Mia Yim comes out, and then she lays out Tatum Paxley. Then their match started. So after their match started, I remember Jada Parker come out. The one that said it's gonna be the next. Yes, she looks phenomenal. I love her. So she's on commentary, and as the match is continuing on, they had a pretty standard back and forth match. But towards the end of the match, Mia Yim hits Eat Defeat, and then 1, 2, 3, she advances into the NXT North American Women's Championship ladder match at Battleground. In this next segment, it is the Gallows, and they're talking about how Ava only gave them a tap on the wrist about their actions that they did weeks prior, basically destroying the NXT superstars. So this is when Metaphor comes out, and they questioning the Gallows about did they attack Noma and Dar, and they said, "We attacked all these other people, but we did not attack him. Trust, if it was us, you would know about it." So then they had exited off, and Meza and Jericho are convinced that it was Trick Williams. Lash Legend is still on Trick's side and saying that he didn't do it. Jericho is still like, "No, he did. We're gonna find out later on tonight, I'm guessing, on who attacked their fellow Metaphor member. In this next segment, it is Lola Vice and Ariana Grace. So Ariana Grace asks Lola Vice, "Are you really gonna go through this match with Shayna Baszler?" And she said, "Oh, absolutely." She says, "Why would you put yourself through another barbaric match like that? Shayna Baszler is dangerous. She has the #1 contendership for the tag team championships, and she's a cage fighter." She said, "And so am I." And she said, "You can find out how dangerous I am in the ring tonight." So that's when Ariana Grace said, and I'm all like, "Ariana, you should just go ahead and mind your business and stop trying to be this locker room leader as you said that you are, and leader among women. This is wrestling. If you don't want to wrestle, go back to pageantry, okay?" But you better lay low.
You better lay low.
Because Lola Vice is after you, boo. In this next matchup, it is Ridge Holland versus Riley Osborne. This match was pretty one-sided, to be honest. Majority of this match, Ridge Holland controlled this match. he was like ground and pounding them and, you know, submission holds and keeping them down. And then here and there, Riley would have a little bit of offense. And this is like towards commercial break. We get back from commercial break and Rich Hollins is still same format going on and still ground and pounding them. And then like towards the end of the match, Riley Osborne gets a little bit more offense in. And then this is when Rich Hollins tries to go for the steel steps. And I'm like, dude, like it's never that deep. So Thea Hale says, no, don't do it, don't do it. So he lets the steel steps go. And then back in the ring, Riley Osborne gets a little bit more flurries in. He's trying to get him down and chop him and all that other good stuff, but it doesn't work. He ends up getting kicked off the top rope, and then he hits his Redeemer or Redemption or whatever his finisher is called. It's basically like a DDT. It's like the Rampage, aka Page old finisher. And 1, 2, 3, he wins this match. He tries to give Riley Osborne a handshake, and Chase U is all in the ring as well. He says no, he gets out that ring, and he is not having it. So I guess he is still a sour sap about the whole situation between him and Rich Hollins. In this next segment, Meza is down on the ground. I guess he got attacked by somebody. And Lash Legend said, oh my goodness, not again. Jericho says, now you believe Trick did it? And she said, no, girl, not this again. Just help him out. And I was like, yo, you can't make this stuff up. In this next matchup, it is the Good Brothers versus Idris and Malik. Surprisingly, to be honest, Idris and Malik took dominance of the first half of this match up until they knocked down Britt Lee. Because Idris is all like, yeah, you see that? We're doing it. So one of the Good Brothers knocked Malik into Idris, and he knocks into Britt Lee, and she's out, and the officials are getting her out the way. So we get back into commercial break. Malik is getting beat down and beat up. And then towards the end of the match, Idris finally gets the tag to Malik. And then he's running around. And I remember at one point, he takes out both of the Good Brothers with like a weird drop kick and punch to the face. I ain't gonna lie, that joint look tight though. I like that. But he ends up trying to run through the Good Brothers. It does not work. They end up hitting a choke slam and then a magic killer. And 1, 2, 3, they win this match. But after the match, Exion and Fraser end up attacking the Good Brothers. And at Battleground, they have accepted the Good Brothers challenge for the NXT Tag Team Championships. And it is so official. They are going to meet at Battleground segment. It is Trick and Javon. And they are getting ready for their match later on tonight. And Trick says, I appreciate you having my back last week. And Javon says, it's no problem, man. Like, it's just a blessing being here, just standing next to you, man. Like, for real, for real. So, this when he said, you know, we got the gallows tonight and be on our P's and Q's, you know what I'm saying? So, this is when Sexxy Red come out. And she said, I ain't want nothing for real, I ain't want nothing for real. And it was the way she came in, she was all twerking and stuff. I was like, go ahead. It's crazy to think that Sexxy Red is on NXT, but I digress. So then that's when she said, I ain't want nothing for real. I just wanted to wish y'all luck and this, that, and the third. And he said, yeah, you know, we definitely going to be streaming your album and Sexy We Trust. She said, yep, and Sexy We Trust. But Trick says, how are you feeling NXT so far? She said, oh, I'm loving it here, but I see a lot of sexy, sweaty bodies and stuff. But like I said, I don't want nothing for real. I don't want nothing for real. I'm going to let y'all go ahead and rock. So then it's when this is when she walks off. And he said, but I mean, before you go, I mean, maybe you should come out with us tonight. She said, oh, for real? Oh, let me lead the way. I was like, what? And Trick said, where are we going? Yo, you can't make this stuff up. In this next segment, it is Roxanne Perez, the NXT Women's Champion. And she's coming out to find out who her opponent is at Battleground. So she says, from day one, I'm the only woman in NXT that actually truly respects this women's championship. Who else can say that at 13, they've been training to be a wrestler just to mold themselves as a champion for the NXT Women's Championship? Like, I don't care about Raw, I don't care about SmackDown. I wanted to be on NXT to build up the women's brand and put them on. So she says that Ava doesn't show her the respect that she deserves, and that if she wants to play that game, we could play that game. She said, so who the hell is my opponent? So Ava comes out and she says that, I never said that you weren't a great champion. What I said was, are you going to be champion after this? So I'm all like, ooh. So as we're all waiting, she said, okay, so who's going to be the challenger? So she said, your next challenger is, and this is when Jordynne Grace comes out, who is the current Knockouts Women's Champion. Good luck, Roxanne. So Jordynne Grace comes out and she says, I don't know if you guys remember me, but the last time I was here, it was at the Royal Rumble. She said that just like you, Roxanne, I've built a name for myself, and I want to know, who do you think built up the bigger name? We're going to find out at NXT Battleground when I challenge you for your NXT Women's Championship. And I'm fully prepared to be a double champion. And I'm like, well, all I gotta say to that is, good luck, Roxanne. In this next matchup, it is Lola Vice versus Ariana Grace. I'm not gonna lie, Ariana Grace actually put on a really good performance, even though she was trying to play keep away and hurry up and roll her up and end the match early because she was not trying to get any fists to the face. So they had a pretty decent back and forth match, even though this match didn't last too long. Kind of exchanged wrestling holds here and there, and then out of nowhere, Lola Vice Irish whips Ariana Grace to the ropes, and then she hits her spinning back fist, I guess you could call it, and then 1, 2, 3, she ends this match. She gets the microphone after winning the match, and she says, Shayna, you got 1 of 2 options. Either I tap you out or I knock you out. It's your option, bitch. And I'm like, woo! You sure you want to wake that beast up? Shayna comes out and makes a beeline to the ring, but the referees and the official security or whatever you want to call them comes out as well, and they are holding both of these women back. I'm actually really invested in seeing how are they going to do the finish to this match, because Shayna Baszler isn't a snooze, even though her booking on Raw is trash, to be honest. She is still a beast and a former MMA cage fighter. You know her credentials are like second to none. So we're going to see how they're going to do this. In this next segment, it is Metaphor, and they're in the medical office with Meza. Lash Legend and Jericho are talking amongst themselves, and they're kind of nervous, and they're saying that one of us is next. So Jericho says that if Trick is behind this, Lash Legend says, I know that he's not behind this, but look, to ease your mind, I'm going to just go ahead and ask him. So she said, go ahead and do that. We are family, and I don't want nothing to happen to you. And we're going to see what's going to happen later on tonight if Lash Legend is going to ask Trick Williams, was he behind the attacks or not? In this next matchup, it is Lexis King versus Dante. Whew, this match started off hot and heavy. They're swinging at each other and everything like that. They exchanged quite a few wrestling holds, but Dante Chen is definitely not one for the week. He is keeping up with Lexis King, but out of nowhere, Lexis King ends up getting rolled up by Dante Chen, and 1, 2, 3, he wins this match. Actually in shorter fashion than he did last week, which is crazy. So as he's celebrating, he gets attacked by Lexis King. Lexis King is beating him down. He throws him on the outside of the ring. He takes the cover off of the outside of the ring, and he winds up doing his correlation right on the exposed barricade, and he lays him out. Yo, he is unhinged, and I would not trust him as far as I could throw him. Whew. In this next matchup, it is a North American Women's Championship opportunity. Ren Sinclair versus Kalani Jordan. They actually had a really good match. They went back and forth trading chain wrestling holds and everything like that. Then they hit their high-flying aerial maneuvers. And then towards the end of the match, Kalani Jordan actually hit a split-legged moonsault. And then 1, 2, 3, she solidifies the last spot in the North American Women's Championship opportunity in Vegas at Battleground in a ladder match. I'm ready to see who's gonna win this one, because it is a lot of good names and a lot of them been putting in a lot of work throughout the beginning of the year, and we're gonna see which one is it gonna pay off. In this next segment, it is an interview with Wesley. he says that even though I'm coming into Battleground in circumstances that I'm not really fond of, I still have a goal that I have to get to, and that's winning back my North American Championship. I'm dealing with 3 very angry men that are hell-bent on winning championship gold, but they have to get through me first. So this is when Oba comes out and he says, no matter if Joe Coffey is focused or not, the result will still be the same. I'm going to come out with my championship. So this is when Wesley says, I made a living out of proving people like you wrong. And at NXT Battleground, I'm going to do the same again. And finally, we are here at our main event. Trick Williams and Jovan versus the Gallows. Whew! This match actually started off hot and heavy, but before I get into that, I'm still baffled at the fact that Sexxy Red was on NXT and she came out with Trick Williams and then she busted out in the split. I'm like, what? And then the camera just tried to we ain't ready for that. That was so crazy to me. But they started off hot and heavy. Trick Williams already flying clothesline knocks down one of the Gallows members, and they are having them rocking. And then Jovan with his high flying maneuvers and everything like that. They coming in hot. They even posing with Sexxy Red and stuff. Oh my goodness. And she said, get him, my boys. So then Jovan comes back in the ring, and then he ends up getting an Irish whip through the ropes, and then he flips over, and then we head into commercial break. So after the commercial break, Jovan is trying to fight up, but the Gallows brothers are, keeping him down. He finally makes the tag after fighting his way up. Trick Williams is running wild, and he's just doing his thing. I remember he hit a double Uranagi or booking, whatever one you see fit. And he almost got a double pin. Towards the end of the match, Joe Coffey tries to get the NXT Championship belt, and Sexxy Red takes the championship belt from him. What you doing? That ain't even yours. So then this is when Jovan dives out on Joe Coffey, and it looks like when he hit Joe Coffey, he actually hit his head on the table too. I hope he's okay. But then Trick Williams ended up hitting the trick knee on one of the Gallows brothers, and 1, 2, 3, he wins this match. Sexxy Red is celebrating with her boys, Jovan and Trick Williams, and then Lash Legend comes out. So Lash Legend comes out, and she has a stare off with Sexxy Red, and Sexxy Red stands down and was like, hey, you got this, girl. So Lash Legend asks Trick Williams, did he attack her male member of Metaphor? So he says that, look, Lash, I don't know what you think this is or whatever, or something like that, he said. Before he could really get his thought out, the lights go off, they cut back on, and then out of nowhere, Ethan Page comes out and attacks Trick, lays him out, and Lash Legend, by accident, because he bumps into her while he pushes Trick into her. Then he just beats down on Trick Williams and lays him out, and says that he was behind the attacks. So now the mystery is over. It was Ethan, and we end the segment with him beating down Trick Williams some more and holding his NXT championship. So I'm not gonna lie, this episode of NXT was actually really good. It had no misses for me. It was certain parts and certain segments that I'd really rather would have skipped over. But other than that, it was a pretty decent show. But comment down below, how did you feel about NXT? Did you like it? Did you love it? Was it the greatest show on earth? Or did you not care about it? Leave it in the comment section. And as always, keep liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really greatly appreciate it. And as always, peace, TJ, I'm out.
You're so pretty.